Welcome everybody, François Letard, JDR D30, and this will be a rambly recap of All for One, Régime Diabolique, Book 2, Episode 2, a game ran once again by Anthony Runeslinger, and featuring Sébastien Allard, Null Inquisitor as Jean-Marie Ducroisé, Ivan Mike, 1968 as Philippe Moreau, and myself, playing Alphonse Ruolt, Brise-Cœur. Donc, it was a blast. Okay, it was a very intense session once again. Lots of stuff happened, and that's why it will be a very rambly recap, because I haven't watched the game yet, and frankly, I have to rewatch it just to take notes and be aware of everything that got through. So it's just a cold, what I remember from yesterday. I will try to tell the tale a little and have my impression on the game. So no, it won't. So this time it's not an in-character recap. It's just me telling you about it. Yeah, we were in Paris. It was the day after the last events when we were in the sewers, freeing a family from a cultist trying to make a ritual, and that fled away like a coward. So we were in the barrack. We joined together, and Mr. Trevi welcomed us, and I needed to talk to him. I was worried about a letter I've brought to him. You know, my solo session that I did way back. I received a letter from one of the secretary of His Eminence himself, Cardinal de Richelieu. And his secretary gave me a letter to give Mr. de Trevi. Never had a clue what it was. You know, I was loyal enough not to read it. Yeah, maybe I should have. But I gave it to Mr. de Trevi, and I asked him about it, because many stuff is going around. The last session, we discovered that we were being spied upon by those persons, those cultists, those persons who are, going with the dark forces, okay, with evil, and there were notes about us. And since I received a letter from the secretary of His Eminence, and the man really wanted me to do that to Mr. de Trevi, a man which my character is very faithful to, I needed to see if there was any connections. Mr. de Trevi told us about the letter itself. It was kind of political maneuvers, okay? He was told about that, and we had to be very careful. And in a sense, yeah, I think it's tied to everything that is going around. So it's tied to us in some way. Claude, Martin's lackey, which is Anthony's character, told us that Martin has been imprisoned in the Bastille. He went to meet the Cardinal, and he finished up in the Bastille. We decided that we had to free Martin. He doesn't deserve to be in such filthy place. So we made up a plan. Well, at some point, we almost made a plan to see the Cardinal himself and have a talk with him. But in the end, we decided that we had to free Martin. On the way to free Martin, we had a skirmish with some new Cardinal's guards who, they discovered that they weren't a match to us. We all fight in our own style. Dirty fighting for Jean-Marie. Showing his talent as a swordsman for Philippe. Yeah, he got rid of those of his. And myself, trying to teach a lesson or two to those who were trying to fight me. A lesson or two in style, okay? Because I was commenting their style. Yeah, it's all messed up in my head. I think you should watch the game because we had information about the Beauvais family, which is tied to the Loup-Garou of Orléans, the beast that Jean-Marie wants to fight, to avenge his family. So lots of things was going around, and we had to act fast. Yeah, that skirmish with the Cardinal's Guard ended up with Rochefort, one of His Eminence's right arm, telling us not to go to Orléans. So it's not of his own business, so we have it in mind. We know that they know we were going to get involved in that in some way. Nevertheless, we got to the Bastille, bribed our way in the prison with Crescent, and discovered that Martin wasn't in his cell anymore. But there were signs that some witchcraft has been made and Martin was able to escape. So, yeah, it was a signal for us. We had to go to Orléans and get that beast out. Especially since Martin left us a plan. Okay, a plan of a manor, which is the manor of the Beauvais family, probably where the werewolf of Orléans is. So in a hurry, well, we prepared ourselves with silver weaponry and got ourselves to Orléans. So we got to the place, entered it quite easily, met with two servants, two maids, cooking maids, which, well, it was quite horrible, but their mouth were sewed. Okay, they couldn't open their mouth, and they also had something removed from their throat. Okay, so obviously we were dealing with a madman here, with mad persons. And yeah, we got through the building and we entered a place where there was some sort of study. Well, studies about bad stuff, okay, bad occult stuff. But yeah, we didn't take the time to really understand what they were doing. We just attacked. We knew that those persons were just insane and they had to die. So it was a chase in the manor itself, not a very long one. The older man, yeah, it was hard to kill. You know, he was able to heal himself naturally. But Jean-Marie got rid of him with a silver bullet in his head. Yeah. We had to visit the manor to discover that in the basement of it, we have found a special key, and in the basement of it there was many doors, but one of them would fit the key. It was a bigger door with a wolf face on it, if I remember correctly. We opened it, and yet we met with a young person who, well, from what he was saying, was obviously involved in the death of Jean-Marie's family. He talked about how, you know, how his son tasted good. So yeah, it was enough to get Jean-Marie out of his cool. And yeah, there was a fight, a very short fight, and he was able to kill that person who was obviously, well, the werewolf. We weren't on a full moon, so maybe we were lucky with that. On the other hand, Martin came to us finally, joining us by the end, and the Cardinal's Guard, led by Captain Henri himself, who once again wanted to question us about that, but my character just show how to do respect to Henri. Yeah, told him to go away, told him that we musketeers were ahead once again from the Cardinal's Guard, and yeah, he could go clean up the stables because that's what they were good to do. And well, my character taunted him with something like, "You know what your wife says about you?" Okay, so a duel began. I had to draw my sword. Something about the school of fencing that my character is practicing is that when he parries, he's better than attacking. So I think I decided that it would be my style from now on, not being too much offensive, but more defensive, because I can handle myself quite well. You know, I've raised my fencing skill the last game, and it showed up a lot. And so I could defend myself and continue to talk to the person who is attacking me, just to make it more, make him more nervous and make him make mistakes. That would be my style. And by the end, I have beaten Captain Henry without even hitting him once. He just fell down by himself because I graciously turned around him, and he just ran into something and saw that he couldn't beat me. That was quite the end. If it was confusing, my story, just check the game or wait for the others' recap. But, okay, my impression, it was a blast. Lots of things happened, and like I said, I really need to rewatch the game. There's lots of information that got through there. Lots of it. Lots of it. Well, lots of stuff that you know, lots of stuff that will be useful in future games. Okay, that shapes the France of our, you know, campaign. It was a blast, intense, and what else can I say? Role-playing game. You know, we were high on our own role-playing. It was great. Many occasions to show ourselves. Many musketery scenes. Many more horrific ones. Yeah, a good mix of everything. It was quite good. The two only thing I think that maybe bothered me. Well, the first is myself. It's more like I was very tired. So by the end, I was really struggling to keep awake. Yeah, well, it was an unusual schedule. We played a little later than usual. We're in the midweek. These times around, I work as crazy. I have to get up early every morning. So, yeah, it was quite a struggle to keep my focus. I really wanted to follow what was going on. And it's not because if you see me blinking during the game, probably you will see me do that. Yeah, it's not because it wasn't interesting. On the contrary, it was high action, and yeah, it's really a type of setting that I love. The other thing is that it was too easy. Yeah, I must admit it. I will tell you, Anthony, and well, I think I don't need to tell you. It was a little too easy. We haven't felt the danger that much. Okay, Loup-Garou d'Orléans, I was expecting something more, way more dangerous. Okay, I was expecting to lose some blood at least. None of us were wounded during the adventure. So, since I was expecting the big bad boss, the nemesis of Jean-Marie, to be tougher than that, was just surprised. Oh, okay, it's done. It was just my surprise. Okay, yes, cool, it's done. Well, we have less problems from now on, but at the same time, yeah, I was just expecting maybe it's a little harder. But I have something to say about ubiquity system, and maybe that's not the reason. But myself, when I made my own game, I felt that it was difficult to gauge the power of the enemy. Yeah, for some reasons, it's hard to prepare an encounter saying, this one will be hard, this one will be harder. It's my own grasp, you know. I only ran it once, you know. Anthony has more experience than us, but yeah, often fights can end very quickly in that. It's very deadly. So, and it can be very unexpected. Maybe our characters are just, you know, more able than the average, and maybe we're just getting very good, you know, after all those sessions. It's maybe just that. Because it was just my expectation. Yeah, we're going to fight the Loup-Garou d'Orléans. Yeah, we will be ripped apart. That's the feeling I had. But yeah, that's not what we had. I'm not upset by the thing, you know, because the overall game was a blast. It's just that I think if we have another big bad guy to fight, and we'll have other ones, I think we'll have to discuss between each other, since we're all doing the Game Master's job. I think we'll have to discuss how to maybe make our characters, make our enemies I don't know, the power we need from them. Okay, maybe gauge it, be more able to gauge what we need to make encounters challenging the way we want it. Yeah, well, I think it's more than that. It's more, okay, like if we take the skirmish with the Cardinals Guard, the new ones, well, it was easy. Okay, those guys were meant to be beaten by us easily. It was just an appetizer. Okay, so it's more easy. But for higher levels, if we can call it like that way, of enemies, maybe trying to find a way, or maybe have a lesson on how to do that in Ubiquity. It's, well, I don't want to make it like, you know, in D&D, the challenge ratings. Okay, I'm not a fan of that. But if I want a monster that is hard to beat, I need it to be hard to beat. Okay. So it will be some discussions surrounding that. So that was the things I had to say about last night's session. We'll see the follow-up of that, how we will handle it. Maybe that was the end of Jean-Marie, because he's done with his personal goal, and he said during the game that he wanted to leave the Musketeers, with that, you know, Sébastien manifested his intentions maybe to I don't want to talk at his place, but he, you know, to have his character retired and maybe play again or not. But yeah, we'll have to talk, because there will be some changes, maybe. Okay, I'm just rambling here. You'll see if there's other All for One games, in what format they will come. So please feel free to watch the game, leave comments, and yeah, we'll see you then. Bye.